Hello gamers young and old, today we'll be playing Megaman, known as Rockman if you are playing the Japanese version. Now, this NES game is loved by many of us old players, for this is one of those rare chances that we are allowed to choose the stages that we fight. Yeah, for those young ones who are asking the question, I'll just admit, of course we choose the easiest boss to deal with. And some of you may be kind of confused here, how come I choose the guy with the giant bomb over here? And you can see I only have one pea shooter here, I'm not going to do much damage to him. Is this a good idea? Believe me, this is the best situation or scenario I can get. Firstly, if you are playing Rockman, there is no such thing as an easy first boss. The first boss are always the hardest, because all you have is this pea shooter and nothing else. Once you defeat the first boss, you get his ability and you can use that ability on the other bosses. And this is where the tables turn to your favor. Now let's let Guardsman have a little taste of his friend's weapons, and that will be kind of ironic because I heard these two were quite close. All I need is 4 bombs and he will be good as dead. Just hold on. 1, 2, 3, here I go. Oh, I should throw a bit closer. Now watch it. Should be fine, should be fine. Come on, come on. Oh, you see? 1/3 of his HP. That's it. There goes 1/3. I can take my time with the bombs, it's okay. I only need 3 to 4 bombs and he is good as dead. He can do all the damage he wants to me, but it's not as big as the damage I've done to him. Now this is the unique part of Mega Man, where it allows you to use your enemy weapons against them, and eventually, as you can see, sometimes, or let's say most of the times, certain weapons counter different bosses. So let's go to Cutman. Yeah, the guy with a pair of scissors on the head, and let's put it this way, the most ridiculous design boss over here. Now don't let Cutman design fool you, he is one of the hardest boss to deal with, because the scissors on his head is a pair of flying boomerangs. I'll just use Cutman's weapon against him since that is his weakness. See? It's just two rocks and he is crushed flat, which eventually I'll be using the boomerang against other bosses. Now for you younger players, you will think that it was a very easy game, but it wasn't that case, because in that time we do not have the internet and we cannot get information that easily, and the only way for us to, let's say, know what weapon is going to counter who is through trial and error, which you die a lot of times, and the other alternative is to buy a game magazine, which will cost you some money, but eventually it will teach you or guide you on how to deal with these difficult, or let's say, situations. It was that time, and you guys now have the internet, and you don't have to, let's say, spend money on this. In the old days, it wasn't that case. We have to spend money, or let's say spend time in the game, just to make sure that we know how to play through it. Now let's deal with this Eskimo and see how many shots he can take by having electric therapy. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Alright, it took 3 shots to kill the Eskimo. That was a little bit disappointing, but eventually that was what I expect. Now we'll be playing a game of Ice and Fire, and in the meantime, let's talk about the gauntlet of the game. Eventually, you do not fight the boss immediately, you need to go through several scenarios before you reach the boss. And of course, the scenarios will be based on the theme that each individual bosses have. Like Fireman, most of the time it will be a fire city, or let's say a fire volcano. He is a common enemy over here, where a lot of his clones or duplicates will come out. After all, fire and ice is kind of been like in this game. Just give you an idea. Let's have a look. Yes, this is what we do. This is what you do when you're fighting ice with fire. And yeah, he's defeated in a very short while. Now some may ask, if this game was just a few bosses like that, can't it be boring? Yeah, it will be very boring. That's why after defeating the 6 minor bosses, you will be fighting Dr. Willy, the mastermind, or let's say the big bad behind of those individual robots. And before fighting Dr. Willy, of course, you'll be going through a gauntlet, fighting a few small boss, and yeah, he's sitting in a UFO, which reminds us a lot of Dr. Eggman. In those days, games have a lot of influence on each other, that's why there'll be a lot of things that are the same. Now let's see who's the first minor boss over here. Oh, what the hell is this? Okay, balls. Just the one ducking, just come duck out. Okay, jump, that'll be fine. Clayface? Is that Clayface from Batman? Why is he cross-going over here? I'm not sure get paid for this, but never mind. I'll just give you electric therapy that you deserve. As you can see, the electric shock is a very good weapon, but that does not mean you can waste it as you please, because eventually there are ammunition for these weapons, and that means you have only a limit of shots. You just keep on blazing and shooting blindly here, and you lose all this. Eventually it can be literally refilled in the middle of the game, but never in the boss fights. And it will be best for you if you keep as many of these shots just for the boss fights. Just let you know about that. And in the old days, try to look for the strange part of the enemy, and so you can, let's say, hit him. This case is the eye. And since the electricity can, let's say, go a very wide way, I just jump and I'll be sure to hit it. Oh, come on, seriously? I'm not very good at jumping. No choice. I'm kinda old now. Okay, now for those individuals that do ask, is it easy, or let's say, is it okay if I just use the pea shooter to fight a boss? Now, let me give you an example. That is not a good idea. See? I need to burst the bubble before I can kill him. Yeah, I'm gonna take a little damage. Go in. And like all NES games, all you need to do is to touch or ram me, then I'll be, let's say, injured or hurt. So eventually, this is never a good strategy. Come on, let's just use the rock and let's crush him. And get over with this. One. Come on, there you go. I'll crush you flat. Come here. Yeah, it's a little bit like Chip and Dale's. Maybe they got the idea from here. Okay, now after that, let's fight Dr. Willy. I got a flame gun with me, and let's see how it goes. Alright, he comes in his... Oh, seriously? A mech? Oh, what I expect? I just keep on burning him. This is not good. I think I changed my weapons. As usual, the electricity is the best weapon, so I just give him the shock that he deserves. Now, as you can see, the ruby in the middle, that's his weakness. It's always the ruby in the middle. Don't ask me why that's the case. And just make sure you jump and you shoot. Jump and you shoot. And make sure you don't touch the ball. Yeah, the electric shock, but it does cause a lot of damage. So just keep on doing it, and eventually you win the game. One more shot. There we go. Ha. Alright. Eventually it's a kids game, so don't expect Dr. Willy to kill here. All he need to do is fall on his knees and we'll spare him. Yes, he will be back and causing more damage. That is where we have a Megaman 2 and Megaman 3. Then that's the game. It's been a long time since I ended this game. Now let's see the ending credits. Yeah, there's an ending video in this game for young ones. I'm not joking, but it's not that interesting, just a few lines of words. See? Mega Man has ended the evil domination of Dr. Willy and restored the world to peace. However, the never-ending battle continues until all destructive forces are defeated. And there is more fighting, more games. Let's think of the sequel. Fight Mega Man for everlasting peace. Hey, this is contradicting. Come on, really? How can you have peace if you want to fight? So you can see him running, and eventually that ends the game. Well, see you next week, and hopefully we will be doing other games. Remember to subscribe and click a like. Okay? Man, he's still running, man. Is he done yet? It's black, I see his face now. At least there's a change. Oh, yeah, he is a little bit like Astro Boy, just let you know. He does have a human cover, just like Batman is Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent is Superman. He's still running, man. Really? It's evening now. How are you gonna run through the night? God, he is running through the light. Where is he going, man? Back to his factory or house? Where he live with an old cat lady? Oh, he's in New York, really? Finally he reached home, and there's Dr. Lang.